Welcome. You're tuned into the English news program on Somaliland National Television and I'm correspondent. Now these are the headlines. Minister of Labor and Social Affairs participates in the commemoration of the International Day to Stop FGM. Minister of Post and Telecommunication returns to Somaliland. France's President Hollande praises Tunisia's new democratic constitution. Minister of Labor and Social Affairs Mahmoud Ahmed Barregarad took part in an occasion commemorating the International Day for the Elimination of FGM. The minister, while speaking to the attendees, stated that Somaliland's government is completely against FGM and has been working on regulations designed to stop this cruel act completely in Somaliland. He also mentioned that Somaliland's government appointed the Ministry of Labor and Social Affairs alongside a number of organizations to raise awareness amongst the people of Somaliland to stop FGM and also set the rules and regulations that should take us closer to the goal. The minister stated that many changes have been made to upgrade the standard of the gender policy in Somaliland, which includes to stop every form of abuse against women, and FGM is included. Somaliland's Minister of Post and Telecommunication, Mohammed Chama Abgal, returned to the country after a business trip to Djibouti. The minister spoke to our reporters on the purpose of his visit. On an interview he granted our reporters, the Minister of Post and Telecommunication for Somaliland elaborated on the purpose of his visit, which was to strengthen relations between the two nations and also to plan for future collaboration regarding the telecommunications sector in Somaliland. The minister stated that it's important to communicate with the telecommunication institutions for other countries in order to find ways to mutually develop our telecommunication sector. The Minister Mohammed Chama Abgal also mentioned that cooperation will bring much development for both sides and that so much can be done when collective work is done. He eventually spoke on the future plans Somaliland's telecommunications sector has in the pipeline, which taken part of the implementation of the fiber optic system brought to Somaliland by Som Cable Company is the main one. A delegation of the Ministry of Security, which participated in a regional conference that discusses security and peace in the Horn of Africa, returned to Somaliland. This conference, funded by the State Department of the U.S., focuses on several issues including board security management, counter-piracy and anti-terrorism strategies, and is held every 6 months in Djibouti. This wide delegation was led by the Somaliland's Vice Minister of Security, Abubakar Abdullahi Usman. The Vice Minister, on an exclusive interview with SLN TV's reporters, elaborated further on the significance of this conference and stated that it was different than all the previous conferences because it widely discussed the current issues in parts of the region, including Yemen and Somalia's conflicts. Also, Somaliland was brought up into the discussion, which gave the delegation the opportunity to talk about Somaliland's peace and stability and set an example for all the other countries in the region to follow. You're still tuned into the English news program on SLN TV. Now for the international headlines in detail. French President François Hollande has praised Tunisia's new constitution, saying it affirms that Islam is completely in line with the democracy. Hollande was in Tunis as part of a 2-day visit and attended a ceremony for the formal adoption of the constitution along with other world leaders. This is an historic document because it's a result of the institutional compromise that you've managed to forge between you, and because it can serve as an example and a reference point for a lot of other countries, Hollande told Tunisia's MPs. Tunisia's National Assembly approved the country's new constitution on Sunday. It recognizes Islam as the country's religion, but also enshrines freedom of conscience and belief, and equality between the sexes. The vote is seen as a symbol of compromise between Tunisia's Islamist party and its secular opposition. A caretaker cabinet has been appointed until new elections are held later this year. An operation to evacuate civilians from besieged areas of the Syrian city of Homs is expected to begin on Friday. The Syrian government reached a deal with the United Nations, which will help women, children, and the elderly to leave. A key battleground in Syria's 3-year civil war, Homs now lies mostly in ruins. Living conditions are believed to be extremely poor, with little access to food or medical supplies. Faisal al-Mekdad, the Syrian deputy foreign minister, told reporters, "We are very happy that finally we found the possibility to bring out these people and to provide those who are needy inside old Homs with the humanitarian aid they deserve. The only precondition is that this aid and the help should not go to terrorists or armed groups. There will be a humanitarian pause in the fighting while the operation is being carried out." Deputy spokesman for the UN, Farhan Haq, outlined what the operation would involve. The United Nations and humanitarian partners has repositioned food, medical, and other basic supplies on the outskirts of Homs, ready for immediate delivery as soon as the green light was given by the parties for safe passage, he said. Aid staff are also on standby. The operation signifies the first humanitarian step in the country since the January peace talks in Geneva. Rebel fighters have not yet responded to the announcement. The U.S. State Department called the proposed evacuation the right moral thing to do, but refused to give credit to the Syrian regime for what it says is something they should have been doing all along. That's all the news. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.